I don't want to call it a trope, but there's a recurring theme that we hear when certain wrestlers aren't used exactly, to their full skills, and that there are not enough people in the rooms that matter to represent what could be kind of the differences between certain, black pro wrestlers. Like everybody isn't the prototypical this or that. It's not like the smile and dance guy or the angry guy. There's nuance to black people. Have you seen a lot of instances where that was the case? There just weren't the proper people in the room to tell the proper stories?
You mean as far as a writing team goes, or as far as the talent goes?
Like in like booking and
creative,
telling,
specifically.
creative, telling the stories that we end up seeing, where there are enough people to kind of be able to tell nuanced stories for people,
be allies.
The prototypical.
Definitely. If you remember, you guys, I'm sure you guys have seen the interview where Denzel was explaining why, a black director knows how to fill in certain blanks because of culture.
Yes.
That a non-person of color wouldn't be able to do, and I
definitely
feel like, exactly. So I definitely feel like in the case of pro wrestling, there's a lot of that. And because of that, there was the skew towards, well, what's stereotypical? Are we rappers, thugs, to play the stereotypical roles? So one of the great challenge, one thing I didn't want to do when I first came in was be a stereotypical black character. Like I'm not, and I hope this doesn't offend anyone, I don't see myself as a black pro wrestler.
Right.
I see myself as a pro wrestler that happens to be black. And because of that, I don't want to be placed in a box. Like I want to be like Wesley Snipes. I want to be like Denzel. I want to be like Sidney. I want to do stuff that is not typical or expected, coming through the door off rip. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like that's the general thought. Okay, is he going to be a rapper? Is he going to be a singer? Is he going to be a dancer? Is he going to be like a super cool guy? Like, none of that was me. I'm an athlete first.
Right.
So, I just never wanted to be that stereotypical guy. Like when I dyed my hair, at the time, I didn't see a lot of brothers dyeing their hair, but I did see there was a UFC fighter who was destroying people who had blonde hair. And I'm really mad that I'm not calling his name now.
Is that Koscheck?
No, black guy. Black guy.
Black UFC,
I believe he passed away though.
Blonde.
But anyway, like when I saw him, I mean,
someone said Coleman.
Not Coleman. It's a black guy. But yeah, I'm sure. I wish I had my phone near me so I could look it up. But,
Kevin Randleman.
Kevin Randleman. Well, yes, Kevin Randleman. If you go watch UFC, you didn't think about what color he was. You thought about how this guy is just destroying people.
Yeah, and he had that bleach blonde hair. Yeah.
So, I kind of got a little inspiration from that. But again, I was trying to eat with everything I did. I was trying to move away from the stereotypical stuff because as people of color, we're more than that. Right. Like we're not all rappers. We're not even all athletes. We got doctors, lawyers, inventors, and all these other. There's this whole other world of the black culture that I feel like the media doesn't expose. And I'm like, okay, well, you're going to get enough of that anyway. So I'm going to try to do something or be something different.
Yeah.
I know there was, when I joined Team Angle, I don't even know if these people know it, but The Rock's dad, he actually wanted to take me out of Team Angle and pair me with Orlando Jordan and call us the Soul Patrol.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Wow.
And It would have been, but again, it skewed back towards
what you didn't want to do.
What I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
Again, because I feel like we're going to get that. So, and even if you fast forward to most recently, the Hurt Business. For me, that was a side of the culture that doesn't get enough shine.
Right.
I feel like that had played a big part in why it was so well received. You know, we didn't sing, we didn't dance, we looked like businessmen, we looked good, and we looked professional, and we kicked ass.
Yep.
Y'all kicked ass.
So, you know, and we, like I said, we didn't have to, you know, put on the clown show for it. And so we're really proud of that. That being said, we made it a point, never mention the fact that we're Black.
Right.
Because what happened was, and we knew it was going to, what happened was when we first started, people started comparing us to Nation of Domination.
Immediately.
We never acknowledged it. And then later, because we never acknowledged it and things kept going well, we started being compared with Evolution. We started being compared with the Horsemen. Started being compared with, you know, DX. And this is in no way to put shade on the Nation, because when the Nation came along, it was something we needed.
Right.
I felt like the Hurt Business, when it came along, was something
that we
needed and they needed.
Yeah.
So I feel like for cultural relevance, like we stepped up.
Yeah.
For the company and for the culture at a time when everything needed some polishing.
1,000%.
That might be my favorite reference to quote unquote the culture recently. Who was getting y'all right with them suits?
Oh, so we were going all over. Bobby had a guy in Colorado. I know we did a trip there when everyone went all out, and and I'll admit it, yeah, I got a bunch of Men's Warehouse suits.
I love it.
Fit good.
But hey, I don't care. Like it looks good. The point is, we look good, and so funny story. I hate suits. I hate ties. I avoid it at all costs. So when we first formed the Hurt Business, I wasn't going to wear a suit. I was going to be the guy in jeans and nice sport coat and a tie, whatever. But I hate suits. But I wasn't even going to wear a tie. But then me, Bobby, and this is before Cedric got brought in. Me, Bobby, and MVP were having a meeting with Vince. And twice during this meeting, Vince made a reference of, everything's going great, MVP. You look like $1 million in your suit. Bobby, you look like $1 million in your suit. And Shelton, you always got a nice pair of jeans on.
Oh, shit.
So the first time he said it, it was kind of like
I gotta get a suit.
I gotta get a suit. But then, 5 minutes later, he made the exact same joke. Like, all right, I get it. That's when I went all out. Suits, slacks. I mean,
he said, "Where is Men's Warehouse?" Yeah.
Oh yeah. And once we got the guy, we had the Italian suit guy out in Colorado. Like he had a catalog for us with all these suits, and literally, we were fighting over who was getting what suit. And because Bobby it was Denver, and Bobby actually lived there. So I think Bobby had them hide one of the catalogs with some of the suits, because literally we were going, okay, you got this one? Okay, well, I'm taking this one. Oh, well, he got this. And mind you, there's 4 of us. So it's like we're flipping through those pages fast.
He like, y'all good?
Yeah. You get what y'all need? I respect it.
So yeah, so I actually came to enjoy a suit. An MVP. Oh, and I gotta tell the story before we go, because MVP will never let me live it down. When during the pandemic, we were still doing shows in Florida, and me and MVP would ride to the building together. So I would get the car, and a couple times, I'm in my jeans. I look cool, but I'm in my jeans and whatever button-up shirt, and a he gets in the car dressed to the nines as he always is, and I kind of go, what? Like, why do you always dress up for work when there's no one going to be there? It's a taping. There's no one going to be there, and he just explained, I have a certain feel, and I like to present myself a certain way, and you treat it a certain way for when you're having a suit. And I'm, yeah, I get that, but I mean, but we don't have to. And he's like, no, I'm telling you, you should. He started trying to talk me into buying a suit. And I said to him, just didn't age well, I said to him, look, man, I enjoy being comfortable. So you make your money your way, and I'll make my money my way. Now, fast forward to that conversation with Vince immediately after that. And MVP is like, how you going to make your money now?
He went right to Men's Warehouse. You got to do what you got to do.
Right there, hey, Men's Warehouse, Sid Jerome's, like all that. Like, but again, that was one of my first couple suits because, like I said, I had suits, but I needed to get sharpened. So it started. I got like 2 or 3 from the Men's Warehouse, and then we got the Italian guy in Denver. And I wish I had the name of it because his stuff was immaculate.
You a suit guy now?
I'm definitely more favorable to suits now than I've ever been in my life. Like I don't mind throwing one on now. Okay. I still like my jeans, but
no wait. So
I'm always going to have a nice pair of jeans.
So were you showing? I mean, you went from being a jeans guy to showing up to a taping like you were in.
Yeah. Once like I said, after that conversation, I was all in. Yeah. Like you always in slacks. Like how you see me now, that's how we showed up at the building. That's how we left the building.
Nice.
I love it.
It say a lot about a brother when you can whip somebody's ass in a suit.
That's right.
In a suit.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's got a certain look to it. I think that's what made us really it really meant business when the 4 of y'all went out there looking like this. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the night, y'all was the one standing up saying, "Yeah, look at what just happened."
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. We wanted to once fans were allowed back into the building, we were hoping that our influence would have have Hurt Business fans showing up to the shows in suits.
Oh, that'd have been crazy.
We were like, because again, even though we weren't in front of live people, we still felt it.
Yeah.
And man, it was. I think it's one of all of our proudest moments. Like, we in a time where the country's in peril, TV's hurting just because we're isolated. Like the company needs some people to step up, and I think no one stepped up more than the 4 of us.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You'll have a hard time convincing me otherwise that anyone stepped up more than the Hurt Business during the pandemic era.